Well, every film is a labor of love for me. To make a movie, it's such an effort. It takes so much time that at least it is a labor of love. That you are truly and sincerely motivated. It would be nonsensical to undertake. The main challenge was to make a film about the book and not being boring. Then there were elements in the story which are purely visual, but can be expressed only through a very big close-up, what we call an insert in our lingo. The book contains illustrations, 17th century engravings, and those illustrations contain the enigma of the whole story. I knew that I will have a lot of inserts in this film, and in fact we had about 200 of them. Well, he is the picture, he's the central character. There's hardly any shot without him. There is not a scene without him.
I think Corso is very passionate about books, but he's also a hard-nosed business guy and a great cynic, incredible cynic. I think Corso is probably a failed writer, so he has great hatred for what he loves in a way.
Reading the book, I started imagining, you know, when you read, you see with the eyes of your mind the characters that that are in the book, and I realized very soon that it was very close to what Johnny looks like, you know, his smile, you know, his charm, and his wickedness sometimes, you know, combined. That's what Corso is in the novel.
Sick. Luciat looks.
For me, Corso was a guy that I didn't particularly like, but I mean, the guy, I based him on 2 or 3 people, and one especially, and I didn't like him very much, but he's a very charming guy, you know, the guy that I know that I based Corso on. He's a very charming guy, but you instantly get the feeling that there's something wrong, there's something you don't like about him. It's a guy that it's sort of like you're obliged to hang out with him, but you don't want to. But you have to, in a way.
It is the sort of the common man caught in a fantastical situation, and then at first being skeptical about it, at first being cynical about it, at first claiming to be a man of the world who's not interested, and then being drawn into it so tightly he can't escape. And then he wants the dark demons that my character wants. Johnny ends up as driven and as passionate about the evil side of life as my character is.
Well, Dean Corso is a very cynical character. He is a book expert, mainly interested in what materially his job can bring to him. He is assigned by a very rich book collector who acquired a book in which he believes has some kind of supernatural quality. Naturally, the character that Johnny plays doesn't believe it at all. He's down to earth and very materialistic, as I said. But as he goes through the research that he's been assigned for, he discovers step by step that there must be something to this book, more than it meets the eye.
I guess mostly the character I had to play. I thought it was a very interesting character, and I didn't have much to do. I just had to speak English, fight, and be relaxed, which was really nice.
I think that she's just the character that we needed. That means that somebody who can have quite an angelic quality on one side and quite devilish on the other. She plays, well, I won't tell you what it is, but she plays the evil part.
Well, working with Johnny Depp was great. He's really a nice co-star, and he's very helpful with other actors, and he's a gentleman, and he likes women very much, which makes it easier. My first big role in a movie was in English. It was Frantic with Harrison Ford. So I started like that. Of course, it's easier to speak in your language. You don't have to work so much. But I kind of like speaking English. I think it's a very good language for movies. My grandfather was sort of a French Laurence Olivier. My aunt was an actress at the same Comédie Française. My grandmother was an actress. So both my sister and I are actresses. I guess that's what we had to do, you know, because we were raised in that type of environment. He knows me very well, and he knows how to direct me, and he knows how I look good, and I guess it's easier. Plus, when I'm on the set, he's not my husband anymore. He's like anyone else, you know. I speak English to him, and, you know.
The fact that she's my wife is beside the point. That's only an additional difficulty in my efforts, because it's not easy to work with someone with whom you share your life, or with whom you even have any kind of intimate relationship. Actors, for example, don't like to have families on the set, you know, particularly when they have any kind of emotional scenes.
She has to be really fit, and she does karate, and she does a bit extraordinary things. So I had to work out a lot, like 2 or 3 hours a day. But in fact, there's no psychological preparation for that character, because she has no psychology.
See.
My agent called me at, it must have been 3 in the afternoon because of the time difference. And he said, you'll never guess who called me. And I said, who? He said, Roman Polanski, you know. And he's going to call you in about 5 minutes. And he did. And he said, you know, hello, Jack, this is Roman. And I'm thinking about you for this part. So, Polanski is a very nice man. And I enjoy working with him very, very much. He's very easy to work with. He's an actor, and he understands actors. And he sort of, I say, he cradles you, he takes you along, you know. And I enjoyed working with Johnny Depp, who happens to be one of my favorite actors. A very nice guy. It was interesting on the Ninth Gate working with Johnny Depp. I can't say how much I admire him, because I think he's a very intelligent young actor. I had to go to Paris to do the body cast, you know. And then we shot this thing in Sintra, near Lisbon. So his dressing room was next to mine. And I would always have to go down about 5 minutes before he did, because my stand-in was slightly shorter, so they had to adjust the lights. And the first couple of days, it was all very formal, very distant. And then he felt more relaxed with me, probably, than anything else. And we got on very, very well. In fact, there are a couple of takes in there that we didn't even rehearse, which is nice. It was a good rapport there. And I had to learn to play the violin, which he only took from the back. But I had a violin teacher, and I learned to take hold of the thing, you know, and do it properly. And I could play a chanson piece, part of it anyway. Off key, but had they dubbed it in, it would have been perfect. But it's difficult to take a violin. I thought it was this, but you have to do that, and you grab the bow this way and things.
I think mood or atmosphere, it's an extremely important thing. That's what really makes you forget that you're sitting in the theater, and makes you go with it, you know, with the story, and that's what transports you into that world that the filmmakers create. Yeah, I hope this film will have the atmosphere. I hope it will have a look which Darius is capable of giving to movies. There was a great originality in the project is that they're all about the book. That book is almost the central character. It's like an actor in it. And that book had to exist. We had to create this book physically. There is a great suspense in the story, which can be solved only through the book, or rather its illustrations.